Now we go to another influential member of Congress, this one on his way out of Washington. With us now is Senator Joe Manchin of West Virginia. Senator, thank you and welcome. You have a lot of experience in frustrating a president of your own party and, in your case, hardliners to your left. Now, moderate and even conservative Republicans need a crash course on how to effectively oppose a president of their own party when they need to. As your Republican colleagues grapple with not only some wild picks for key spots, but maybe even a demand to skip the confirmation process altogether, what advice do you give them?
Well, the bottom line is we're all depending on them to do their job, the people that they owe their job to, which is the people back home. You know, the president's not your boss. Majority Leader's not your boss, and no one else up here is your boss except the people you work for and who sent you there to do your job. And the job is separation of power. Be able to speak truth to power, Chris, and do it respectfully. And I've always said this, don't just be against something. If you basically are not aligned with what's being proposed, then you should be thinking about how could I make that better? And if you can make it better and add some value to the conversation or to the ideology or to the process, the policy, or any of that, then do it. But also be true to yourself. You know, I always said if I can't go home, and you know my home as well as anybody, Chris, if we can't go back to West Virginia and explain to the people in West Virginia that I can't vote for it. And they can put all the pressure they think they can put on. But also I'm sympathetic and I want to try to help everyone be successful. And I have said this, President Trump is going to be my president, the 47th president. I want him to succeed. And I want him to do it within the confines of our Constitution. When we take the oath to protect and defend, I want him to be able to do it. So it's going to be good for our citizens throughout the country and West Virginia. But when I think it's going to be harmful, I think there might be something he should consider, I'd be able to talk to him about it. And that's what I tell all my colleagues. Be able to speak truth to power and do it as respectful as you can, with input on value.
You're an independent now, and you had a flirtation, or they had a flirtation with you on no labels, right? For running for president and all of that stuff. Everywhere I go in America, what do people ask me? What about a third party? What about another thing? What about another thing?
Yeah.
You've been sniffing around this thing now for a good long while. What are the chances that we do see another party or another way in American politics?
Well, I've always said this, Chris. I belong to the American Party. The D and the R side of the American Party has different ideas, hopefully, of how to fix and keep the American Party strong. That's not what's happened. Now you have a duopoly. You have a business, absolutely a business model of a Democrat business model and Republican business model. Both business models are spewing hatred and division. They attack the other and make you more concerned or more frightened of the other. You better join my side, and vice versa. That does not fix our problems. It does not keep our country the United States of America. I know there's a need for a third party. I was absolutely interested in participating myself or helping any way, shape, or form have a strong third party. And to be able to show the strength, it might have been someone who was a former Democrat, someone who was a former Republican, running as a team. I thought that would be very attractive in this most divisive times that we have. And with that, no labels, I've been with them from 2010. When I first got here, they were the only organization that gave me any respite whatsoever to be able to talk to former Democrats and former Republicans that got disenamored with what the direction the parties were going. So I was always in that movement, if you will. Then they were deciding we're going to do something. I said, fine, you got to get on 50 ballots. I am not going to be involved if I'm going to be a spoiler. I'm not going down in history that I threw the election one way or the other.
Yeah.
And at that time, it was basically a Joe Biden, Donald Trump rematch. And I said, I don't want to be in that position. And I said, I'm not interested if we're not serious about winning. And you can't be serious about winning unless you're on 50 ballots.
Yeah.
The only other organizations on 50 is the Libertarian parties. I understand they're on all 50 ballots. I think I'm right on that. I could be maybe missing a few states. But they had a whole different ideologue. So I don't know what has to be done here, but we've got to. The only way you're going to change the Democrat and Republican Party is to challenge them.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.